Hey YouTube, what is up? Welcome back to another video in the series where I try to start my own tech company. I've been hard at work over the past couple weeks focusing on the product that is my tech company, and I'm here with another video trying to give you guys some updates on it. So you can see on my screen, the game over screen initially looks a little bit different. I think last week, or maybe not last week, the last video I covered, I had added hearts and coins spawning to the game. Well, if we take a look at the game over screen here, the hearts are depleted and there's a 0 beneath them. This 0 represents the coins that you collect while you go throughout the level and cut down bushes and collect coins. And I've changed the text on the game over screen to read that your score is 0. So before we jump into the game, let's jump over to the code and I can show you what's changed. So at the top of our scene, for those of you familiar with Phaser, and I'll try not to spend too much time on this if people are more interested in the business side of things than the coding side of things, but I added 2 functions on my hero sprite object, one to collect coin and one to restore health. Now, the logic here happens in 2 parts. First, we update the state of the game that exists on the test scene or on the hero sprite, and then we emit an event that will update our UI. So here on line 138, the hero sprite's health is going to equal its health plus the health that came in from the restore health function. Same thing on line 143, the coins are going to equal the coins plus the new coin that came in as an argument on the collect coin function. The difference between line 138 and 143 is purely syntactical. I just wanted to make sure that they would both work. Usually in a code base though, you try to keep it consistent in how you're going to do it. I'll probably refactor line 138 to look more like line 143. Okay, so now that that's settled, I wanted to add a few more enemies as well. Initially, I was going to go into the map and place enemies sort of at a pseudo-random placement around the map, but instead of doing that, I decided to just loop several times and add more enemies randomly. So I start this here on line 255. This is a simple for loop in JavaScript, and I'm creating an enemy sprite several times, and at the end of that for loop, each time I push the enemy sprite itself onto the game engine config. I also had to update the ID for each enemy since now there were multiple. This changed my code a little bit, and let's just jump right into that. So you can see here on line 259, I updated the ID of the enemy to be enemy dash and then the index, I is the index. So a little bit further down in my overlaps, in the this.physics.add overlap for the enemy sprites, I had to update the enemy ID to be specific to the enemy that specifically was moving. I'm sorry, it's not in the overlaps, it's here on my grid engine movement subscriptions. In order to make the animation still work consistently, instead of checking if the character ID was equal to hero generically, we're checking if it includes enemy, like line 373, and then if it does include enemy, we're looping over, or not looping, but we're getting the children from our enemy sprites group, and then checking where the enemy sprite.name is equal to the character ID specifically, and then we play an animation on that specific sprite itself. So that's most of the code updates this week. At least that's what's finished. I started work on another feature, but I think I'll save that for the next video. Let's keep it short and sweet and jump back into the demo, and let's press space to replay the game, and you can see all the enemies that have spawned, and I also changed the enemies' speed when they spawn to be a random interval, so some enemies are very fast and some enemies are a little bit slower. So you can see right away there's a couple that are pretty quick. I'm spawning about 20 enemies randomly, which maybe is too many. It becomes quite chaotic. I can't believe I didn't see a single item. Let's try to play the game again and see if we can spawn a coin or a heart or something. So we've got 2 enemies chasing me here. I'm walking around looking for an item, but the spawn rate seems pretty low here, or I'm only picking up hearts and I'm collecting them before we can see the animation. We can see that I did pick up a coin there. There's a lot of enemies in this corner, so I'm just gonna run away and try to lose some of them. If they're outside of my hitbox for a while, they'll stop following me. All right, so we picked up 2 hearts there. I'm looking for a couple more coins to raise my score. Hopefully you can tell that the enemies are all at different speeds. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, well that's the best I could do. The game's quite hard at the moment. Maybe there's 2 enemies, or maybe their speeds need to slow down. But my high score is currently 2, and thanks for watching. Those are all the updates this week. I'm going to continue to work on this product and make this better and better and better until it's something I feel comfortable releasing, and then maybe I'll have a beta version where you, a viewer, can try it out and leave feedback. But thanks for watching every week as I slowly but surely make progress on this app that is part of a company I'm building, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.